Hey everybody, it's a nice night again. Temperatures today did not hit 90 in Sacramento because the map is painting everything orange to red. If you want it hotter than Sacramento, just go south. And I went over to the asphalt that's in the sun. It's 135 degrees. So a laser gun aims the laser at the surface and reads it back here. Wind speeds through Fairfield, 22 miles per hour, moving right through the Delta, coming our way. No cross-checking, that's illegal. That. I didn't hurt you. Reporting live from the rink downtown, I'm Colin Jackson, back to you. And we're not really trying to sell you any 100-degree days either. Crystal clear skies, high pressure parked right about there, and as it does so, other than that, looks like a pretty good weekend ahead to get stuff done and not fry like last weekend. Back to you.
All right, Colin, thank you.
You really need the cooling pillows and possibly China.
The China I don't get. No.
It was just a box.
You know what? Spending on your kids doesn't get less, it gets different.
Right.
And then more expensive. China. Wow. What a party that's going to be when the parents leave town. Bye, Mom, Dad. Oh, they left me money too. How great. Take a look at what we've got going on. It's a nice day today. Temperatures are up. That's why they're moving early. And in San Francisco, finally, the clouds are starting to burn off, but it's taking a while. That's Alcatraz right there. So if you're traveling to the coast this weekend or staying here, pick your poison. Clouds in the morning, afternoon sun. Here, no clouds in the morning and afternoon heat. We're already at 74, and that's our live camera over the Capitol. And we do have a light wind, but it's negligible, around 5 miles per hour. And the trend is lower on Saturday and then hotter on Sunday. Light breezes. And by the tail end of that 7-day forecast, you're going to find a little cooler weather coming your way. High pressure for now keeps everything very mild, and it's parked right there. And until this thing moves, we're not going to change our weather pattern. We don't change the air mass. We don't change the afternoon highs. We'll go a little warmer on Sunday into Monday and then back down again. Here are the highs around your neighborhood, depending upon where you are. Temperatures, a wide range here, but upper 80s for places like San Jose, San Francisco, low 70s, and some 90s inland in the Bay Area. And here come the 90s across the board, upper 90s in pretty much every location that we live near, and darn close to 100, if not there, in the Folsom area. 7 days out, here we go, temperatures with a few clouds on Saturday, upper 90s, almost 100 by Sunday and Monday, and then we taper things off into the low 90s at the tail end of the 7-day forecast. So get out there, it's Friday. What time do you finish work today? Some people it's early. Some people it's 5 o'clock, and that's when traffic will go crazy again as everyone starts to head out of town. Reporting live from the backyard, I'm Colin Jackson. Back to you.
All right, Colin, thanks so much.
This was the beauty of a sunny, perfect day at Mount Rose. Memorial Day, the final day of the season.
This is the biggest season ever as far as snow goes. But it's our second year of having a 6-month-plus season.
A season that saw a record-breaking 768 inches of snowfall.
It looks like mid-season form right now.
This final day was packed even by Mount Rose standards, and most people left the ski pants at home.
It's been a no-pants weekend, and everybody's doing what they're supposed to with it, which has been great.
Unless you're on the receiving end of this.
Everybody's enjoying it to the bitter end. We've had really phenomenal spring conditions.
The snow was a little heavy, and for the bikini clad, the best advice is not to fall. So the 2017 season draws to a close, and many are just plain sad.
Very much so, yeah. Kind of think we need a big fat lady here to sing at the end of the day. Call it a good year, you know. So, I mean, squad's still rolling, probably hit that up a little bit, but Rose has been awesome this year. You know, the powder, the shoots, everything.
Yeah, it's a bitter farewell to, a big year, but before we know it, winter will be here again.
Last year!
Memorial Day flag. We found one girl who had a flag. They had flags all over the place, and people in all sorts of weird outfits, but that's what you get at Mount Rose, right? You get
also, it's a last day tradition as well around this year.
Yes, that makes sense too. So it was a good day. And it was pretty crowded. I was surprised at the turnout, but it was a nice day.
That man-child, almost 6 foot tall boy who almost plowed him over is his son.
He loves doing that, and I'm saying, don't hit me. Oh, I will never hit you. It's this close.
Still fell down though. It's pretty embarrassing.
Knocked me over.
Colin, what's going on out there?
Well, I've got a friend here. We're in between periods. It's been a tough game. How do you think this game's going so far?
Good.
Just pretend there's a game. You don't have to say there's a game. There's no game. The game is a big circular game. You keep going the same way over and over again, but you get better as you go, right?
Yeah.
And look what he's wearing, a t-shirt. This is Wyatt, right?
Yeah.
Fowler from
California, Vacaville.
Vacaville. Third time on television, third time on skates. And I gave you a tip, and you're doing much better since that tip.
Yeah.
How are your backward skills? You got any? Don't try it if you don't have them.
I only got a tiny bit. I can only, you know this?
Yeah, I got the stick.
I can only push back.
Whoa, don't fall alive. There you go. All right, we're having fun. It's nice and warm out here. We're in the 60s today. That's not cold, right? You're not cold, you're comfortable.
No, it feels nice out here.
It feels nice, yeah. And the ice is in good shape. You can really dig in and make some snow. Let's do the forecast to talk about what we have going on. Tonight, if you're coming out here, by the way, it'll be in the 50s for most of it. Probably staying above 50 all the way through 11 o'clock. Headline time, Thanksgiving Day will remain dry. Are you into that? That'll be good. Overall, it's a dry weekend, but late Sunday afternoon, evening, it's going to start raining in Tahoe, and the weather moves from west to east, right?
Huh, I guess so.
Wyatt says he guesses so, and that's what's going to happen. So that means snow could be at lake level by the time we get to Monday morning. So snow level is going to start high at around 9,000 feet and probably drop to 6,000
That's actually pretty quick.
feet. Yeah, it does drop fast. And if you're heading home back to California, you're going to want to pay attention to the weather on Sunday afternoon and evening. Future cast time, let's put this in motion for you. Or actually the satellite time. We have clouds, but we also have blue skies downtown. The sun is starting to set. It's going to be dark at 5. They're going to turn the lights on here, aren't they? They will turn the lights on at the rink. And this is opening day, so come on down. What a great night to spend Wednesday night and a workout before you start eating 10 pounds of turkey per person. And stuffing. All that stuff, yeah. Mashed potatoes, everything. So Futurecast is very quiet. It stays to the north, all that rainfall. But however, by the time we get to Thursday afternoon, slight chance of a sprinkle in Tahoe. That's not a big deal on Thanksgiving Day. It won't affect the weather or your plans that way. And then the weekend, for the most part, is dry until we get to that Sunday time frame. So let's do the city forecast. We've got a big state here. Northern section, we got the whole thing covered. Elko will be in the mid 60s to upper 60s tomorrow. Overnight lows are pretty comfortable. Not much change here. Sliding west, we go to Hawthorne. Temperatures there probably around 70 degrees. Not supposed to play hockey outside in 70 degrees, are you?
I guess not.
I guess not, but we're doing it. It's nice here. It's in the 60s. Further west, Carson City, our capital, probably around 65 to 67. And if we hit the button again, we'll slide over to Lake Tahoe, where temperatures there will be very mild for this time of year, mid to upper 50s. If you're skiing, I recommend sunscreen because it is going to be bright the whole weekend long, for the most part. Over to Stead, we've got temperatures on the way. Everybody's falling. That's what these boards are for, right?
Exactly.
You hit the boards and you just bounce right off. Stead, to our north, a little cooler than Reno, probably around 64 on Thursday. Reno, we're looking for a high of 68 degrees. You think that's above average or below average, 68? Why it's going above average? Yeah, above. Very good. Average high is around 55 for this time of year. 7-day forecast time. The rain chances go up Sunday night into, I'd say, Sunday night into Monday morning. And the rain chances for Reno look best Monday morning. Same thing for Carson City. Monday morning rain. Lake Tahoe, maybe some snow on Monday. Not a lot of it, but we'll see more, and we could always use more. Remember, no cross-checking. That's illegal. I didn't hurt you. Reporting live from the rink downtown, I'm Colin Jackson. Back to you.
So what kind of winter are you looking forward to?
The ideal winter for me is to have it snow and snow and snow and snow and snow.
I'd like to see kind of like the same one we had.
I'd like to see a winter just like last year with a ton of snow.
Last year's season was off the chart. Most Tahoe area ski resorts broke all-time snowfall records. The first half of last season started off a little slow, but took off fast after New Year's Day. At Squaw Alpine, it snowed 16 of 31 days in January, resulting in 23 feet of snow. February saw another 16 feet, and the mountain stayed open until July 15th, their latest ever.
Trying to get a record-setting winter 2 times in a row is very difficult around here.
That's because our winter seasons in the Sierra are highly variable.
The last time we really had a string of really 5 or 6 wet years in a row was the mid to late 90s. And over the past 10 to 15 years, it's kind of been 1 or 2 okay or wet years, and then usually 3 or 4 drought years. So it could go either way after one of these really wet years.
And here's why our season could go either way. It's called ENSO, or the El Nino Southern Oscillation. A strong El Nino pattern means a very wet southwestern California. A strong La Nina pattern means a very wet Pacific Northwest. Unfortunately, no matter which pattern takes hold, we don't seem to get the best of either. It's either wet or dry.
Predicting which way it goes isn't easy. That's part of Dan McAvoy's job at UNR's Desert Research Institute.
Generally speaking, long-range seasonal weather forecast or seasonal climate forecasts that cover, say, starting in the fall going out to the winter months are very unreliable to begin with.
The Climate Prediction Center in College Park, Maryland pumps out those forecasts, and last year, well, they were a little off.
If you go back to last October around this time, none of that heavy precipitation, extreme precipitation that we got was not at all predicted by the seasonal forecast models.
There's so many moving parts that are involved, and trying to forecast any kind of storm more than a few weeks in advance is still beyond the scope of our science right now.
The official forecast from the Climate Prediction Center for precipitation for the winter, December, January, February, is equal chances.
Right.
And what that means is equal chances of above average, below average, or near average. So there's really no clear signal of what might happen this winter.
And there you have it. Our official Weather Authority forecast is this: an average season, but another record breaker seems highly unlikely.
At this speed, it's hard to tell exactly what we've got, but a slower and closer look reveals something that gives most people the creeps.
A lot of people fear bats just out of fear of the unknown.
These are all females, and yes, they're not the cutest. But like all things in nature, they do have a purpose. Each and every night, 20 million of these Mexican free-tailed bats come out of this cave for a big night of hunting.
These bats, before they return tomorrow morning, will consume 200 tons of crop pests.
That's roughly 1,200 insects an hour, each.
Unfortunately for Texans, we live right in the middle of one of the biggest migratory routes in this world for insects.
Fortunately, every spring, these bats follow them here from Mexico. At this time of year, army moths are on the menu.
There are literally billions of these moths that migrate through in a single night, and these bats are going up to 10,000 feet above ground to intercept and feed on them.
During the day, they live in here, a place called Bracken Cave, just northeast of San Antonio. It's 600 feet long and some 60 feet wide, and with 20 million expecting, it's crowded.
That's where the mothers produce pups.
By midsummer, the population doubles. That means 500 bats per cubic foot.
This is the biggest aggregation of warm-blooded animals in the world.
The migration of another warm-blooded species has this special place in jeopardy.
There's going to be more and more home sites, more lights, more pets. And so we're wanting to try to buffer the bat cave itself with as many acres around the mouth of the cave.
The drive is on to preserve this site so these hungry mouths will keep coming back. Colin Jackson, KENS 5, Eyewitness News.